What's good, everybody? We got a new style of video here. It is your boy the J Factor. I will be going over my top 10 favorite Dragon Ball characters, and I will be doing it with this handy dandy whiteboard that also says subscribe, because you need to subscribe if you haven't already. Anyways, this is a very hard video for me to make. It's taken me a long time to put all these names into consideration. But before I get into my official list, let me go over my honorable mentions. Here are my 3 honorable mentions. I'm only keeping it to 3, and I'm writing every single name on a board because I feel like maybe it brings something else to the videos. I don't know, maybe it brings a little bit of surprise. Let me stop talking. I got Tien, Beerus, and Whis. Now, Tien is one of the most underrated characters throughout the whole series, and then Beerus and Whis are like 2 of my 3 favorite characters introduced from another series outside of just the original Dragon Ball Z, which is just phenomenal, great characters. With all that being said, let's hop into my official top 10 list. Alright, fulfilling that number 10 spot from Universe 6, I have Hit the Assassin. I don't know if I spelled assassin right. Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, Hit is such a great character in my opinion. He was a great foil for Goku in one of the arcs. I wish he had a little bit more screen time in a tournament power against Goku, because I feel like he could have just showed Goku's progression, and then we didn't really see Hit on screen much. We did see him in a little filler episode where he killed Goku. I don't really know if that counts. You guys let me know if you think that counts. But that was just great to see. And I mean, I wish we just got to see him fight him more, you know what I mean? I feel like he just kind of protected Goku for some reason in Goku's universe against Jiren in the tournament power. Didn't make much sense, but I just love the concept of having a character just be silent but deadly, being an assassin, and basically just literally being a hit man and just killing people, going around and stuff. He is my favorite character introduced into any other series, especially Dragon Ball Super. I said Beerus and Whis are up there. Hit is the number 1, but on this list for top 10 overall favorite characters throughout all these series, he's number 10. At that number 9 spot, we can really do either or. I got Broly. Now, here is my perfect Broly. Z Broly's design, that just yoked ass stature, no diddy, with the same clothing that he had on, and then Super Broly's backstory. That is the perfect Broly, because both of them separately are great. I do like how Z Broly is just a menace, but like his backstory doesn't really make much sense, and why he hates Goku. Like, I'm sorry, what baby remembers what baby was next to them that was crying and remembers their name and then grows up to hate them for the rest of their life? Doesn't really make much sense. Dragon Ball Super Broly's story made a lot more sense, but he was just not as chaotic and angry as Z Broly. But him being that menace, just mine, number 9 in this list. Number 8, Perfect Cell. How is he number 8? He's perfect, some might say. But I mean, he's just great. All jokes aside, he is one of the best villains in the entire series. He challenged Gohan to really just surpass his limits and arguably be the greatest Gohan will ever be, which is his Super Saiyan 2 form. And the complexity that Goku showed throughout this Cell arc is just amazing. Goku's like, I don't really know if we can beat this guy, but we're not gonna do the brute force train like Vegeta. We're just gonna sit back, we train as much as we can, and if we lose type shit, even though we really did have faith in Gohan. And Cell was the main antagonist that just provoked all of that. He came up in the beginning, no diddy, sucking up all the humans' life from them, and he was not lying. He just needed to get to his perfect form to rule the whole solar system, and he almost did it if it weren't for Gohan. And that is my number 8. Now, I got this guy at number 7. If you had him in your top 3, top 2 even, I wouldn't fight you, but for me, he does go down a couple tiers. We got the aura farming god himself, Piccolo. He's just a great character. Now, I feel like in the modern days, he's really known for his aura farming, but he was really just a mentor and like a father figure to Gohan, and he just trained the man from when he was a wee boy all the way up. And Dragon Ball Super had a really cool moment I liked where he's like, Piccolo, can you train me again? I know I'm a weak, basically a simp little bitch now, but can you just train me? I really need to fight for my family. It took me, I don't know, 20 something years to remember that I'm still a beast, but Piccolo just gets that out of people. He was originally a bad guy, and he's just worked his way up, you know what I mean? And he's just like, kind of like the mental compass of the group, you know what I mean? And he's just like the older brother. He has all the knowledge, he's wise, and he is just one of the funniest and coolest characters. I also do love how in Dragon Ball Super Superhero, I mean, people want to call it Gohan's movie, but technically Piccolo was really the protagonist. We were seeing stuff from his point of view. We were watching him fly off of the top of the lookout and stuff. It was really cool stuff. Piccolo is in that 7th spot though for me. Lost count. I believe we're on number 6. Anyways, in the number 6 spot, I'm just gonna show you. I'm not gonna say it. All right, I'm gonna say it. Future Trunks. Notice how you see DBZ exclamation points, not Dragon Ball Super. Now I will show you guys a picture above of the difference in case you don't know. But these are just 2 different characters in my opinion, even though it's really not. But like, come on. How do you go from just a brolic ass, purple hair flowing, you know what I mean, wearing a jacket, literally ripping out of the jacket with how big your muscles are, or you're wearing the light blue one, you know what I mean, with his original look, or when you're going into the hyperbolic time chamber with Vegeta, just a drip god that is a beast that comes from the future, letting you guys know what's about to happen to you, and then he just turns into this blue-haired little punk. Like, it was a little annoying. They really downgraded him. Same with one of my honorable mentions, Tien. I feel like they downgraded him a lot in a Dragon Ball Super, but overall he's a great character, and him cutting up Frieza will never not be iconic. He's my number 6. 5. Now, it took me about halfway through to realize that maybe I should just put the video, the number on the board as well, but I did it here. We got Gogeta. Now, my favorite iteration of Gogeta may shock you. It's actually Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta from the Broly movie. Now, you want to say your favorite is Dragon Ball Z Gogeta when he was going against Janemba. That's completely fine with me. Or if you want to say Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, even though he was a little goofy for me, he was a little too Vegito-ish. Like, I like Gogeta more because he stands on business. He's like, shit, I believe he only has 30 minutes and Vegito has an hour, or whatever way it is. He's like, shit, I got a half hour. Let me stand on business. Vegito's fighting with his feet, playing around. I like how Gogeta's just strictly on business. I strictly like the Dragon Ball Super Gogeta because he's just probably arguably my favorite character in all of Dragon Ball Super. He just stands on business. I love when he turned into blue and he's like fighting Broly, breaking dimensions out here. And just Gogeta is obviously my favorite fusion, period. I love him more than Vegito. I love him more than Gotenks, more than Fuse Zamasu. He's just, man. And he's an aura machine just like Piccolo. And for all those reasons that I just stated, that's why Gogeta is my number 5. All right, this is where the list gets tricky. At the number 4 spot, I got the man, I don't know if you guys can see this, the man that I literally have yadded on my body. I got Kid Buu. Kid Buu. Kid Buu. Favorite villain in all of Dragon Ball is Kid Buu. He's just, literally, he got like a little bit of similarity to Gogeta in the aspect where he just stands on business. I like that with characters sometimes. Not every character can just be a mindless brute that rushes in and kills people and just is evil, but like it works for Kid Buu. It works exponentially more than Janemba works for me because it's just the phases of Buu, you know what I mean? You got Fat Buu, you have Evil Buu, you have Super Buu, and then each time Super Buu absorbs somebody, he gets more and more confident, and then you got Kid Buu, who doesn't care about none of that shit. He stands on business. He goes to the afterlife to literally kill people again, which makes no sense, but it's Kid Buu. And he's just a demon, bro. He didn't care about none of that. He wasn't on none of that timing. You know what I mean? It took a damn spirit bomb from the entire universe to defeat this man. He is evil. And one of my favorite moments that I already said is that he literally went to the afterlife to beat people up. Who else does that stuff? And everybody in the afterlife was terrified of him. Frieza, Cell, all the previous villains. I love that snapshot of them beating there. That is just awesome. And that is why Kid Buu is my number 4. From here on out, the list gets a little complicated. Stay with me though. Hear me out. Hear me out. 2B. Not the app 2B. 2, the letter B, I have Vegeta. Hear me out. This is my list. I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want. Vegeta is just, he's the Prince of all Saiyans. He is one of the greatest character arcs in the entire series. He's one of the best characters in all of anime. He's the character that we all wanted to succeed. We didn't understand him as a kid, but as an adult, we just get him more than anything. and he just fails all the time. He's always one step behind Goku, and that's why I just love his character so much, and he's always progressing to get stronger, stronger, stronger. One of the things that I didn't like about Dragon Ball GT is that I wish it had a perfect ending, don't get me wrong, but I wish we got to see, you know, even just a little video of Vegeta, you know, being Earth's main protagonist, being Earth's main savior, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we never really got to see that from him. Goku's always taking the lead role. When Vegeta steps up, I got Super Saiyan God. Goku does Super Saiyan Blue. He's got, I got Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Oh, here's Ultra Instinct. You know what I mean? He never really gets to sit on top. He doesn't get the respect that he deserves. And I'm giving him his respect right here by not making him number 3, but he's actually number 2B. You probably guessed this by now, but I'll go over this. At number 2A, we have the main protagonist of, hell, not Dragon Ball, the main protagonist of anime. We got Goku. I mean, it's Goku. He helped popularize anime in the first place. He has all these iconic moments, you know what I mean? Ultra Instinct, the first ever Super Saiyan. I loved all that stuff from the Cell Saga. Probably my favorite stuff from Goku, where he's just actually showing a little bit more of his brain and not just going straight brolic and training and shit. He realized once you can't get all those muscles up, you got to look further than that, and you got to fight for Super Saiyan 2. You got him just realizing, oh shoot, Vegeta, we have to fuse here to win this fight. We have all of his spirit bombs, all those moments from Goku. He's just Mr. Iconic. He is like a little bit too shoved down our throats at times, you know what I mean? I wish in Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta was the one to take care of Golden Frieza. Hopefully, Vegeta is the one to take care of Frieza in the long run. But anyways, he is a little bit too forced on us. You can tell that Toriyama really loved him as a character. He kind of he just took care of Goku, you know what I mean? And I do not like how Goku was reintroduced into the Buu saga because Gohan was supposed to be the main character. If you're going to introduce him, I feel like Gohan should have gotten a little bit more star powers and shine, but it is what it is. With all that being said, though, Goku is just a goat of a character, but for my list, he is 2A. Alright, before I reveal my number 1 pick, you guys let me know in the comment section below, who do you think my number 1 is? And then also, while you're doing that, let me know who your number 1 is. You got 5 more seconds. I'm just kidding. Let's go right into it. At number 1, we have Gohan. Now, not just my favorite character in the whole Dragon Ball franchise, but one of my favorite fictional characters ever. I love his story from just being an enraged kid that doesn't love fighting. He doesn't love the fighting like Goku. That's why it's a little bit harder for him and it takes him a little bit longer to reach these stages, because he doesn't love the thirst for the battle like Goku or Vegeta. Goku likes fighting to see himself get stronger. Vegeta likes fighting to surpass Goku. Gohan's kind of just like, I do this to protect my family so they don't die type shit. You know what I mean? And I just love that about him. He has classic moments just like Goku and Vegeta, the Super Saiyan 2, the Potential Unleashed, Ultimate Gohan, Mystic Gohan, whatever you want to call it. I love Beast Gohan. A lot of people in the Dragon Ball fandom don't love it because they feel like it was rushed and it was forced and he didn't deserve the form. He wasn't even training, and he just goes into battle and all I got to do is pinch Pan's arm and he does it. I'm sorry, they killed Piccolo. We thought Piccolo died, but I loved it. You know, it's not for everybody, but you also have different versions of Gohan. You have that timeline of Gohan. You also have future Gohan. He's just a goat no matter which way you flip it. If there's a third version of Gohan, if they made Black Gohan instead of Black Goku, he would have 3 goated versions of himself. You know what I mean? He's the greatest character in Dragon Ball, the greatest character arguably in fiction. He is up there with Goku. He's up there with Batman. He's up there with Spider-Man. He's just a legend. Those are my top 10 favorite Dragon Ball Z characters of all time. Let me know what you guys think below in the comments. Peace.